Clippers versus Phoenix Suns, game 5. And as you can see from this picture right here, CP0 got flopped into the air like Magikarp. In this first quarter, the Clippers came out hot, sizzling hot. Reggie Jackson couldn't miss. PaulGeorge couldn't miss. Marcus Morris couldn't miss. And that's kind of the entire story of this game. The Suns tried to make some comebacks, but it just wasn't happening. CP3 was flopping out there like a fish. Nothing was really going the Suns' way. And PaulGeorge, 41 points in this game. He helped them out tremendously. I really like how he just stayed poised for the entire game. He didn't give up. He did make some bad plays, but he just kept being aggressive. And when PaulGeorge is aggressive, bro, he does stuff like this. That needs to happen for this next game if they want to come back 3-1. Stay aggressive, playoff P. When PaulGeorge is aggressive, he is a top 15, top 10 player in the NBA. So definitely for this next game, if the Clippers want to have a chance at winning, which I think they will win, I think that the Clippers are going to win next game, and I think the Suns are going to blow this lead because I've always thought from the beginning the Clippers are the better team. They just had some injuries and they just had some, PaulGeorge was kind of the difference maker this entire series. You can notice when PaulGeorge plays good, the Clippers win. When PaulGeorge plays bad, the Clippers lose. And that's kind of an obvious thing to realize, but it's just like the Clippers are the better team. They're missing Kawhi Leonard and PaulGeorge. I don't know what happens in some games. He just chokes. But in this game, very good. If PaulGeorge at least has 30 points these next two games, they're gonna win game 7. The Suns are gonna blow a lead. What I want to see from the Suns, bruh, is CP3 has to be more aggressive, and Devin Booker too. I've seen compared to the games before, Chris Paul and Devin Booker just don't look right anymore. They don't look as aggressive as they used to be. Now, obviously, Devin Booker did have 31 points in this game, but he was taking some wide open 3-pointers. I've watched the game. He had some wide open 3-pointers. Not really the same, mid-range pull-up type of Devin Booker game that he had. CP3, same thing goes for him. He did have some mid-range shots, but not what we saw in, game 1 and game 2. It's a different story. And I just think that's because Pat Beverly has been locking Devin Booker up, and he's been locking up a lot of players on the Suns. This entire Clippers team is playing really good defense. So it's going to be hard for the Suns to come back and win the next game. It's gonna be a close game, I think. Like I said, I think it's going to game 7. In that second half, PaulGeorge closed out this game, which he hasn't really been doing. The Clippers needed him to do that. The Clippers are known to choke, so PaulGeorge, hitting mid-range shots, hitting step back threes. As season picture, he crossed insane crossover on Chris Paul, and he did his thing in this game. I also do want to say, when Pat Beverly got called for that flagrant foul, I don't think that should have been a flagrant foul because Chris Paul, he flopped. Just like in this picture right here, I think he's just flopping way too much. That he's known for doing that, but that should not have been a flagrant foul. He was clearly just going around the screen. And since when is that even a flagrant foul in the NBA? Now, I think that they were arguing that it was unnecessary contact, but I just don't see how that's unnecessary if he's just moving around. But maybe they're trying to protect Chris Paul. PaulGeorge definitely showed that when he's confident, he's good. I don't know if it's something mentally or anything like that, but 41 points, you got to give him props. You can't really call him Pandemic P anymore. But going through with this series, he has to be confident and aggressive. If he's not any of that, they're not going to win because I don't really see Kawhi Leonard coming back. I don't know what's the issue with him, but hopefully he can come back. If he does, it's a guaranteed lock that the Clippers are going to win. Very good team, and I think I'm starting to root for the Clippers now, just because I want to see 3-1 leads. Like I love to see when fan bases just get completely upset. I want to see that happen. I want to see something like the Cavaliers happen. Ty lose the head coach. Hopefully, if they do come back, hopefully that doesn't discredit anything LeBron James did, because that was totally on LeBron James and Kyrie Irving from coming back from that 3-1. Anyways, that is going to be the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'm out.